Hey friends, it's me, the Ebony Otaku, the well-rounded nerd. This evening I'm going to attempt to finish my shiny little Ultramarines. They are very shiny. I've been filming a little short to go with working on them, which actually I'll do a little bit of that right now. So behind the scenes, as I'm working, just showing off the progress, and I'm going to put a whole short together in real time when I finish this. So I know, mysterious. But what I've got left to do on these is like a little dry brushing. Um, I've already contrasted them, so let me hold them up to the camera so you can see the progress. I'm getting so much better at my camera angles and lighting. So yes, these are Ultramarines. They are shiny. So these are the ones that my husband got by accident. He got some on eBay. Um, and they did not come. They're going to look real wonky. The sprues that we received, well, he received, were not complete. They were basically, once I started putting them together, they were from two different types of armor. They were a combination of, I think, Mark IV and Mark VI armor. So everything doesn't match. All the legs and torsos. There is not one set of torso front and backs that match. There were no instructions. It was just a bag of leftovers, basically. And when he got them and realized they were not what he wanted, because he kit bashes the stuff, so he'll take them and put like orc and grot heads on them, which is kind of funny. Because he loves his orcs and grots. He was like, "You want them? Because this isn't what I thought I ordered." And I was like, "Sure." And I didn't know what to do with them. I actually primed them and cut them out like 4 months ago. But I didn't know what I really wanted to do with them. So I decided to practice some airbrush on them. So I went ahead and built them. And I decided I wanted to, instead of painting each individual piece like I've done in previous, when I was building Space Marines, I decided, you know what, I'm going to fully build these Space Marines and paint them built. I've never done that, except for some 3D printed Palatine blades, but those are 3D prints. Doesn't count. These are actual G-Dubs models. Well, they're G-Dubs models, but they are a kit. I guess this is a kit bash now because they definitely did not come together. So I decided to practice airbrushing because I was told when I took my airbrushing class, if I get good at it, I can finish a set of dudes in a week. Which actually this will be faster because actual painting on them cumulatively 6 hours. So I'm at the point where it's their weapons, their jetpacks and their weapons need a little bit of dry brushing on them. Like, they've got their little pistols and their grenades and the gun. And then of course this guy is my standard bearer, so he needs a little zhuzh on his flag. But this is just gonna be some dry brushing. And my idea, because there's so many mistakes. Now there are mistakes I made. Let me show you one of the mistakes I made on the shoulder pauldron. I did not get it seated right. And I was like, oh, golly, that looks terrible, but I'm not going to break it. I didn't pay for these. They are accidental pieces, and I think he got the bag for like $7. So cannot be mad if you know how much G-Dubs stuff costs, because the box of 10 Marines would be 40, 50, $60, depending on the faction and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. It went away. One of my friends gave me this shirt, and I absolutely love it. Dog is knocked out under the desk next to me. He just went on his walk. He's old, man. He's mommy's baby. Anywho, but for a spare part build, not so bad. So I was like, how can I hide my mistakes? And how can I hide, like, I didn't even have enough matching feet. Like, the sprues just didn't match. I spent more time trying to match up pieces than I did actually painting them. Like, look at this guy. Look at him. Look at his foot. Look at that. Look, it just, yeah, I know how bad it is. When I base them, though, I can fix it. Snow. You have snow dripping everywhere. So where's that guy with the wonky shoulder? Where did I put him? Here he is. Oh, my greatest shame. This shoulder, the pauldron is just, look at how way off that is. No one's going to see it under this. So this is AK diorama snow, and it's a thickums. So what I'm going to do is pile on the snow. You can't see that. White reflects white. Yeah. I'm going to glop on the snow, and then sparkle it up with snow sparkles. And yeah. Like, oh, it snowed. So no one will see the bad parts. It was so funny because I posted in a 30K group I'm a part of, and somebody was like, Why are you painting more Emperor's Children? You need to paint something else, which they're obviously ultramarine blue, but here's my cannon for them. Here's my head cannon. So I want to be able to use these as allies for my Sallies when I build them, because I one of the things I've learned in doing more practice games is if you end up with the scenarios where you have to claim objective, only certain types of models can claim objectives. So I needed more field troops. So if they're with my salamanders, they're just regular ultramarines, but they're shiny. So these particular sons of Ultramar, they got lost in the warp for way too long, because after 30 days they presume you're gone, and so, they did reemerge, but they have been Slaneshified, and that's why they're so shiny and fabulous. They're mostly shiny and fabulous because I'm addicted to Turbo Dork and Vallejo metallic airbrush paints now. But that's my head cannon. But they've got a little. I did a little shifter blue green on the shoulders. That way they can work for ultras or Sally's. Yeah, she's out here doing the most. So now to the dry brushing. I'm trying to decide because the Marines themselves are shiny AF. I mean, look at this. One of the things I was really happy with is I let contrast do what contrast does. So obviously there's going to be overspray and stuff when you're spraying something this small, so I went back in with the contrast into the recesses to cover up any overspray, and look at how great that came out. I'm getting better and better with my skills. So now it's all about what is going to be the dry brush color of the different components. Gold tends to be a color that's with the ultramarines quite a bit, but I have a Rabute, like the actual 40k G Dubs Rabute. He's all pieced out. I haven't started working on him yet. I'm going to pick a week to work on just Primarchs. But he's going to be all golden and gilded and gorgeous. He by himself, he's a whole thing. I don't know if I'm going to paint him for the contest or not, because I feel like I'm going to be obsessive about painting him. So now I need to open up my cute little case here that I got to see what's gonna work. So this is my metallic tray. This is also the tray I'm using. I did a video about the case that I'm using to get my figures to Adepticon. But look at that, they disappear when you put them in there. I'll line it with pluck foam. It's carry-on sized. It's coming with me. I'm just so happy with it. I brought it to the shop for work in progress Wednesday, and several of the guys were like, "Where did you get that?" And I'm like, "Internet. It's a makeup case. It's a makeup case." Yeah, I know. So, and it fits my paints perfectly too. So, a couple fell over because a couple were in here. This is the contrast and kind of candy color tray. um, she uses a lot of bright colors. I like bright colors. It's just how I am. So these are gonna go back. Ooh, I have a couple of other contrasts aren't gonna fit in here. So let me take you out. And let's take no blood for the blood god stays. For the blood god. Let's take the Abaddon Black and put it in the metallic tray. Plus, contrast is another one that I might be able to justify going in the metallic tray. This is more of a shade, so it can go up here. It's not a metallic, but it matches that color profile better. Okay, so now these just slide back in. Happy with that. And the case itself is soft on the outside, but it's got rigid plastic sides. And then slide in plastic tray. Yeah, now I'm not gonna lie, I paid $200 for it. It's like $190. All my own money. Hashtag not sponsored, but we move. So dry brushing. This is one of the skills that I'm not as good at as I wish I was. Uh, it takes a soft touch to dry brush properly. So we're gonna see. So I'm trying to decide on their weapons what I want that dry brush to be. So I'm gonna go in order of the weapon. That way they each have their own special little contrast. So I'm thinking for all of their grenades, they're gonna get like a dark bronzy look to them. I don't want to bring up more bright colors on these because, my God, today they're already just so I'm going to meter myself a little bit. So let's start with that. Trying to decide which one. Because I think I might actually want their jetpacks and bayonets to be gold. Like, have a gold tint to them. So, let me see here. So, grenades. So, this is Balthazar Gold. I need to get a new one. That one's so junky. Castellax Bronze is actually a good choice, too. That might go for... Oh, you know what? I never dry brush with black. This might be a Baden's Black chance to be a hero. Yeah, okay, wait a minute. She lies. So I'm going to have the tips of their spears actually be in Gehenna. Just white dry brush on it. Their backpacks, I kind of like the little darkened look to them. So I'm going to go with Lead Belcher. I think I've got an open Lead Belcher base. Where's my open Lead Belcher? That's Iron Warriors. Actually, that's a little darker. Let's go with Iron Warriors base. For their backpacks and for the guns. And then I think on their weapons, I like the idea. I'm missing an Abaddon Black. Does my husband have my other bag? I bet he does. 1 second. I'm looking at his paint tray. Where's my other? I had 2 of these. One that's open and one that's closed. Husband. By the time this comes out, I would have found it because I filmed way in advance. I'm gonna look in here. Is there an Abaddon Black in here that's misplaced? Yes, I'm stopping everything I'm doing to make sure my stuff is where I want it. Because I don't really want to put another blue on here because they were blue enough, but I don't want to over brighten it because they were bright enough. So I need another Nuln Oil. That Nuln Oil is starting to reduce. Is there another? I feel like I haven't opened a Abaddon Black. That's how I feel. Boom, there it is. Open a Abaddon Black. Okay, dear, I apologize. You did not abscond with my Abaddon Black. Oh, that's Rhinox Hide. Rhinox Hide can go in here. Because I have a, where's that Nuln Oil? Come here, Nuln Oil. Nuln Oil should be in here with my shades. There we go. I'm happy. I think these are my colors. So Abaddon Black, Iron Warriors base, and then maybe not too bright of a silver. The gun tips. Let's not go for Gehenna. Gehenna's a little bright of a gold. Let's go with not Agrax. Rhinox, where'd it go? I just had it. There it is. Castellix bronze. So the bronze will be on their spear tips. And yes, I know now these are supposed to go. I didn't have instructions. These are supposed to be under gun spears, but whatever. To have built these with no instructions, I think I did a daggone good job. No instructions and no matching pieces. Where did I put my water? I left it in the living room. Boo. I've got my earbuds in because my car's in the shop, my truck. It had all these computers on these vehicles, and they might call me while I'm filming. Am I going to leave it in? Probably. But the guy just got to. I hope I get my truck back tomorrow. Hope it's an easy fix. I think, yeah, I think these are what I want to go with. Iron Warriors base, Abaddon Black, because I just want a little bit of pop of contrast. I like the darkness on them because it's like very blue on the side weapons and stuff. You can't really see it. There we go, light angles. It's more of a blue, so you have to really get up on it to see that it's not black anyway. But I've got enough brightness on them. So now I have a drawer where I put all my brushes as well. Come here, brush drawer. I bought some new dry brushes and they're trash. I'm so mad. It was a waste of $12. I got my husband the Artist Opus brushes. Where are they actually? Because I might show them to you now that I've said it out loud. I got them for him for this past Christmas, and let me tell you, they are significant. Meaning, look at my husband's messy desk. Are they in this bag? No, where did he put them? Oh, there they are. Got them. Yeah. Artist Opus. Alright, got them. Wow. Wow. Scoot. That's an unflattering angle. But yeah, here they are. These are his Artist Opus brushes. Ah, and I dropped one. It's in my lap, thank God. I don't think he's used them yet. He's scared to use them. No, he used one. I'm so impressed. Look, that one's got some green paint on it. This was not a cheap set of brushes. He's hard to buy for. He told me he wanted their dry brushes. Quit licking that. Oh, you're licking your toe. You can lick your toes. He told me he wanted their dry brushes for Christmas. And when I got on there, they were actually doing a very rare sale because they don't go on sale very often. and I got the whole set for him because he deserves it. So this is my old dry brush, and I got a new set, and they're not, for me, for dry brushing, they're not nearly stiff enough. So I'm kind of disappointed in them, but you live, you learn. So my smallest one. I have different sizes of dry. Oh, there's a little bitty one. I need these two for what I'm about to do. So we're not too bright of a gold. We're not going this bright with the gold. Where are my metallics? Back in the box. And this thing's on wheels, like it's just the best thing ever. All right, you may notice, I mentioned this in a video a couple of videos ago, that you may notice her face getting thinner and her body getting fitter. She is on a super taekwondo fitness thing right now. I'm considering opening my own school. Well, class, not my own school. For, after hours, because I always practice after hours. I have a place where I can do that, but our schools are, if I'm going to do it with a taekwondo mission, it is, we don't charge people. So actually the standard bearer, I'll try brush this and get henna. So I am working out to make sure that I am at a place where, being the only black belt for a while, where I'm feeling confident to be able to be the peak instructor I need to be. And my instructor wants to go ahead and test me this year for as high as he's able to, which I feel some kind of way about. But I'm going to do it because my instructor is actually, it's a retributor base gold. I like better than the Gehenna in this case. He's 84. So, but it will be nice to have my own class. I used to have my own school a long time ago, but the recession hit and I was the bill people quit paying. So let me set these guys here. So I'm going to do this in order, but that's where the YouTube funds from AdSense will go. And if I start, doing special paints or prints for sale, that's where that money will go. It's not for my personal enrichment. I'm fine, but it will be so that I can provide a taekwondo class locally for free. Let's see. Where's my paint mixer? On the floor. I want to take my paint mixer tonight, but they put our brush and banter in a different room. So I don't have space for it. It's fine. I won't die. I'll just be stink face. Mix, mix, mix. All right. Now I'm going to be working on my girls for contest entry. So this is the first color I'm going with. So I'm just going to go in order of what I need them for. You want to see something cool I've bought? I'm not even getting to the painting. I'm just being too distracted. So when I started doing 3D printing, some folks informed me that apparently the lines aren't normal. Well, they are, but you can get rid of those. Some people said it nicely, some people said it rudely. You know who you are. Oh no, my camera moved. Down. So I went and got a Dremel. I actually already have one, but it's for doing my nails, and we are not crossing the streams. But it comes with lots of little sanding discs. So now when I have a 3D print, if I want to smooth it out, I have this. It's been plugged in all day. Ooh, it has a light. That's kind of great. That's awesome. All right, so I will be smoothing out my large prints now. I just had to tell you that because I needed to get it out of my way. I was going to have to move it anyway. All right, so let's get to dry brushing. So I printed this texture palette with my 3D printer, and I have to decide what's going where. I have one dude that the tip of his gun broke off, and I've decided that gun tip belongs to the gods now. I don't even know where the gun tip is, honestly. So I'm going to be very tender here. So gun tips first. So dry brushing is not my greatest skill. So I am really doing some tender practice here, because you don't want, if you're dry brushing, you want a dry brush that's got decently stiff bristles. And then you're not trying to deposit too much paint. You're trying to just highlight raised areas. And if you have too much paint on your brush, you'll end up with more paint deposited than you intended. So, at least that's what I've been told. I'm no expert. So, see, just a little bit. You can't see that. There we go. Just a little bit. That's their spear tips. Do I want that on their jetpacks? Let me do it on one because I can always abandon black it if I hate it, and it'll cover it right up. Oh, actually no, on the jetpack. This is great. So I'm just doing one dry brush color at a time to make it easier on my cleanup. It's subtle, but it works. It's very subtle. The hard part is not too much paint. So all told, once these are finished, including basing, 8 hours of work, which isn't bad for only being able to paint after work. So here's him with a dry brush backpack. Here's one that's not been dry brushed yet. The difference is subtle but striking. Yeah, dry brush, not dry brush. Yeah, I'm into it. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna set him to the side so I know that that color has been done on him, and we move. Oh, this is a guy with a sword. And the, okay, this is an illegal build. I know it is. But these are the pieces I had. So I think I might put a little flame in his hand. Like, why not? We work with what we have sometimes, okay? So I know there's a lot of purists out there. And it's all made up anyway, so who cares? Oh, this is my captain. He's got the little captain halo on, so I'm going to need to do one more color on his halo to make sure he stands out well. I could make his sword more golden, but I don't think I will, because I don't want them to be too way out there, just out there enough. Sword is so delicate. Do I want, actually I kind of like the hand fully silver with just the, yeah. He is so crazy looking. He looks nothing like the rest. Somebody's gonna be like, "What's he got?" I'm like, I don't know. Oh, this side. All right, next one. I left him up here. Let's see here. I'm looking at my standard bearer, so he might get some Gehenna gold. Tiniest dab of paint. Just the tiniest. No more breaking. Because I'm not going to go fishing for one of these little bayonets. I don't care enough. Dry brushing for me has been a harder skill to pick up than the airbrush. I don't have that kind of delicate dexterity. Like, I do have pretty good digit dexterity, but for this, like, not applying too much pressure has been very hard for me to learn. But we work. Just keep trying. I have my microphone over here because I didn't have a place to pin it. We'll pin ya! I love how ridiculous they are. So funny. So wholesome. So funny. So destructive. That looks good. All right, next one. I think what I'm going to try to do, because I have video editing software. So I've got my overhead camera, which right now I'm doing like readings against like my painting, like with me down in the corner. I'm wondering if my editing software will let me, well, if I record top down with that camera, can I be here doing the work and you seeing top down what I'm doing? I'm going to try it. It's going to be a little more work than I actually want to do. But I think it would be cool to get that perspective. We'll see. We'll see. I'm happy with this. Yeah, it's subtle, but it's beautiful, and that's what matters. One of the guys at the shops that we go to that owns it, on the paint party nights, he has threatened to take my bright colors away from me. I like bright colors, so he's got a gun. Same treatment. I'm going to bronze up the gun. I think that'll work for this. I'm going to give it a little bit more of a heavy hand. Handle. I'm happy with that. One of the things I'm challenging myself with is getting things to the point of readiness and not overdoing it. Like when it comes to the kill teams, because they're only 10 figures, I will probably always be obsessive about painting those. But I have two sets. Somehow I have two sets of Sisters of Silence, which that would be great because those would be great allied detachments. No way, I can't use those in 30k. There are no Sisters of Silence in 30k. Those aren't until 40k. So those stay kill team and OPR. But since I've got two boxes of them, one of them I can try things on, and the other one I can be uber serious about. But the next game I'm going to paint, the next two games will be Drop Zone and Imperialis. Those will be the next games that I'd start painting. I wasn't going to do Imperialis just yet, but I've been told that it's a very fun game. And then my husband, got me that Psy Titan, my Cruel Voot. So, what else was she going to do? We cannot leave a Cruel Voot to be unused. Yes, this Titan is named. I've named him. If you know where that's from, you are my people. Brushy, brushy. What time is it? Oh, God, it's late. It's fine. Happiness is painting while your dog snores like he has a job. Can y'all hear him? I'll put the microphone down by him. Doggy ASMR. Clip. That's actually a good idea. Because then hopefully I'm not too loud. Dad, wake him up. Dad, wake up the baby. Here's your poo poo. Here's your mommy baby. Oh, my cup is right here. Well, color me embarrassed. Oops. I thought I brought it in here with me because I was thirsty. Stay hydrated, friends. There we go, Scarlet. Yeah, happy with that. All right, halfway done with that portion of dry brushing. The only thing that'll be left to do is base them. I don't have time to base them before I leave or start basing. I'm trying to decide what I want to do down here. If I want to build up some terrain and then base it, because I've got rocks and stuff, rocks and sticks. Can make it real wintry. Ah, too much paint. Ah, come it, girl. You weren't paying attention, and look what you did. Look what you did. That's what you get for showing off. It's fine. Am I going to change it? No. So you can get some of this paint off. I can't. It stays. Oh, that's right. I do still have to paint the heads on these guys that are unhelmed. Because right now they have blue heads. They look like the Blue Man Group. I actually got to see the Blue Man Group live one time. They were a ton of fun. That was a great show. Good time. Highly recommend. Expensive ticket. Worth it. Next. This is the one I broke the thingy off of. I don't know where that bayonet is. If I find it, great. If I don't, also great. It's probably in this little tray. Is it in here? No, I don't care enough. Sometimes you just have to release the caring. These are so fun and shiny. I love everything about it. Shiny blue. The shade of blue this is, it's a Turbo Dork. The bright blue is called Dabu D. Blue, Dabu D, Dabu Die. Dabu Dee, Dabu Die, Dabu Dee, Dabu Die. Fun fact, I can actually sing, but you know how these algorithms are. The algorithm doesn't bless me. There are certain types of videos I really want to make, but every time I try to upload it, like with edited clips and stuff, it gets struck. Or is it claimed? Yeah. Which, you know, didn't matter to me as much until I had a goal for my channel. So I'm like, how are other channels able, like, if you know the secret, I literally am asking, like, what is the magic formula that lets you use clips and stuff and not get dinged? I know music is a no-no, but I don't know how people are doing it. There are people who make their whole income on YouTube, and they're using content with sound, and they're able to get away with it. I don't know, or maybe it's just that the algorithm hasn't blessed me. The algorithm gods are not on my side. Unless the algorithm gods bless you, it's not going to work. I don't know. Like, how are you doing it? Because the way I used to record like anime reviews and stuff, I don't have that set up anymore. So that's why I haven't done those in a while. I don't really have a way to replicate it, but I've tried and I haven't liked the result. And I like anime. I like talking about anime. Anime is great. So those are just things. Those are my problems, not yours. I like being a well-rounded nerd, and I have to narrow my focus more than I would like to because of, algorithm rules. But I'm not trying to get my channel taken down for something dumb. Oh, my Voxella. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give him a little special treatment too. He might get the Goldie Gold as well. I actually did a good job gluing this on this time. The first time I tried to glue these top pieces when I was building my Emperor's Children, like I could not get them to stay. I think I was just too impatient. No, they look great. One more, and we'll go the opposite direction for the next dry brush. It's just the smallest amount of paint is what I'm using here. It's these tiny little details that make so much more difference than you realize they do. All right. And his backpack. Doo-doo. Looking good. Okay. So that's that first dry brush pass done. This paint can go away. I'm not washing this brush just yet because I need it to stay dry, so I'm just pulling the paint out. It will not dry brush as well if I actually dry it, if I actually get it wet. That didn't make any sense. So I'm just making sure the paint's out. Yep, and it's still soft. Okay, good. All right. Next will be the guns and the side guns. Yeah. Yeah. The gold is for those two guys. All right, so let's go with the Iron Warriors base now. Mixy, mixy. This paint mixer's the best thing. So great. Thank you, sister. Mm-hmm. There we go. How much time do I have? Okay, yeah, I got time. Well, it's gonna rain in a little bit. I guess I'm not going to wear flip flops. Yes, I am. Oh, that mixed up good. I must have put a little thinner in here at some point. I always forget to thin out my G-Dubs paints, my Citadels. Somebody was like, "You need to thin that," and I was like, "Why?" Like I haven't had a problem with it, but where's my water? I would really like the mechanic to call me. It's getting late, 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 late. It's super late. Fingers crossed for a simple fix. I think what's happened, at least when we got the codes read, it said that one of the sensors in the transmission has gone out, not the transmission itself. Which my my truck's a 2017, so it's in one of those years where the computer rules the vehicle. So if the computer acts up, it makes the whole thing just terrible. So there's a lot of paint here, so that should be enough for everything I'm doing. I got a little blob there. So let's see here. I'm gonna keep the head nice and silvery. I don't think I'm gonna dry brush the heads. I like the silver heads. I might put a little Nuln oil on the heads. Maybe. I'll think about it while I do this. Ooh, that little silver dry brush on the gun is a revelation. That's kind of great. It's been threatening to rain all day. I did manage to get the dog for his walk. I'm super happy because on the walk, somebody put, I live in one of those places where you can put stuff on the curb and the city will come pick it up. And there was this beautiful um, shelf. It looks, the relief in it looks like Buddhist Tibetan. That Tansu shelf I've got in my office where I have all my nail stuff in it, it's one of those. It's an antique piece, and it's got like jade relief in it. It's gorgeous. I cannot believe I own that. The story behind it is apparently somebody brought it back after World War II, and I believe it. If you've seen it, I might show it again. I don't know, but this shelf is gorgeous. It was gorgeous. There's nothing in it. It looks like it was originally made to like be a fancy TV stand. Like it's beautiful. Um, and so I got the dog back to the house and then ran back down there with my four-wheel cart to go get it and bring it back to my house because it was only like 4 doors down. And there was a guy already out there picking it up, and I was like, no. And I hollered out. I said, "Hey, Mister," like a little kid. I was like, I was gonna take that home. I had to go back and get my cart, and he let me have it. He was like, "Well, you can get it out of my truck." I was like, "I can get it out of your truck." But he let me have it. I was so happy because I really wanted it. I was like, I knew. I had thought about getting the dog back to the house, going to get it, and then walking it again, and going out after that, and then re-walking him. But the dog needed his walk, and he's more important than my whims. So, yeah, that little. I'm actually dry brushing really well this time. I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm just getting the raised areas on these guns. Now, it does help when the raised areas are raised. I was going to use the Abaddon Black, but I don't think I am now. I'm going to put that back. And I'm going to use just the bit of Iron Warrior's base. I'm going to close that if I'm not using it. Because I got a good glob out here. Because I think this is doing what I need it to. Yeah, this is great. I do want to record some reading from Dune. It comes and goes in waves with me. Because Dune, I love the Dune series, but it is not an easy read by any means. Um, it's very, very Heart of Darkness like. Yeah, that's kind of great. That might be perfect. So let me show you a comparison. So this one now has a dry brush weapon. Let me get the light just right. Got a dry brush weapons. See, it's just a little detail highlight. And this one does not, up here, have his gun dry brushed. Very subtle. It's super subtle. I just bite that in half. I did. See, this is why we bring our own brushes to the shop, even though they provide them, because we'd be forever putting our brushes in our mouths. Doo-doo. Looking good. I am so happy with these. And to have done it so quickly, that's like what I'm really proud of, is I didn't take a ton of time to paint these. Because if you're like us, we have jobs. So my painting time, painting and record time, which is why I'm doing two things at once, so I can record a video and get some work done on these. It's all after hours or on the weekend. Um, and when I have to travel, it makes it a little bit more difficult because I'm actually, if I have to get back on the road for work at all, I'm actually looking at one of the, what's the name of the company? The ones that make Pro Acryl. Monument. Monument has some really good travel paint bags. So I'm considering getting one because I don't want to not do one of my favorite hobbies because I'm traveling. It's just part of the gig. We all have work to do. Just part of it. Bills are paid. That's the other reason I have not 100% pulled the trigger on starting my own class yet, is because I have to make sure I'm going to be here to do it. I'd hate to start a community class and then I'm not physically around. That would be poopy. So, I'm a very responsible person. Oh, yeah, the side piece. Gotta get that. Only thing that'll be left to do on these guys is base them after this. I might base them tonight so I can finish the short and then magnetize these guys and put them in the case and call it done. Dry brushing is so subtle, but it makes such a difference. Like, I try to only work on one skill at a time. I'm able to combine skills now as I get better at what I'm doing. But when I'm trying to practice a particular skill, I just focus on that skill. Um, like, I wanted these to practice my airbrushing, and I decided to go ridiculous with it. But I wasn't just practicing airbrush control, I was also learning better how these metallic paints work in the airbrush and how to get the result that I really want, and not clog the airbrush, and I finally got there. The vehicles were easier because it was just like open season on the spray, and these had to be a more controlled paint flow, and ratcheting the power down too much and the paint wouldn't come out, it would clog. So I was just learning, because now I want my salamanders to be shiny green. I may have already picked up a paint for it. Hey, we all have an aesthetic. One of these days I will probably do some Cadian soldiers because I just love the Cadian mythos. But she's shiny and sparkly, and her army reflects that. If you're not enjoying your hobby, if it doesn't reflect you, you're doing it wrong, or you need to find a new hobby. Looking good. I got a little extra blue on here in a place I didn't want, so I'm trying to cover it with some of this gray. I think I can. Yep, got it. That's closer to what I want it to look like. I have been told by people that I'm actually a pretty good painter. I've seen excellent work, and I don't think I'm quite there yet. I think I'm an okay painter. I'm still a ways away from actual greatness. My dog is so cute. He's just the cutest little boy. He's my baby. He makes me smile every time I look at him. People who do this for a living, how? Like, when I say I paint on a schedule, it's my schedule for my stuff. Like, people who do this professionally and they're painting for other folks, like, how do you know how long it's going to take you to get them their thing? Like, and then to do it so, well, we're all made to do something. I'm very good at my job. At least I think I am. So maybe that's what it is. Oh no, maybe I did do this correctly. Because there is not a slot on this weapon for me to have put the bayonet under. So maybe I did do it correctly. Maybe I just let somebody make me insecure. The sayers of nay. But you people who paint professionally, my hat's off to you, because I could never. I can paint for fun, I can paint for gifts, but the thought of doing this um, day in and day out for my way of making a living, I couldn't do it. And the professional painters, like, my God, they're good. They are so good. The way I understand it, though, is a lot of shops have people who specialize in certain portions. Like, there's somebody who does all the building. Should I dry brush some silver onto their little scrolls? I might. I have to come back and do that because I can't do that with this brush. This brush is too big. Um, so somebody does like the build, and then somebody does the base coating and contrast, and somebody does the wet blending, or like somebody does the weapons, and somebody else does like the bases. Like they all have a specialty. Very organized. I'm not going to finish these today. I wanted to, but I'm not going to have time. But I did pretty good. I'll just get the last of the silver dry brushing done. And then the next thing will be the weapons that need a little bit of gold on them. I think I am going to do a little, yeah, I put a little silver on the skull, and I like it. This was the easiest one to get to. And then basing, and they'll be done. I'll probably do that tomorrow evening. That's how I'll spend my evening. Because tonight will be all about working on my contest entries. Working on the skin, and I stink at doing flesh tones. Because when I was trying to figure it out, I could not get their skin tones right. Somebody help me. Thank you, Connor. Figure it out, because I just realized I was like, I've been painting metal this whole time. I've been painting, Astartes armor. I haven't really painted flesh very often. So I was completely lost. That level of color theory escapes me. My husband is very good at flesh tones. And obviously I'm very good at the metals. So we all have our strengths, but they are helping me figure it out. Oh, looking so good. Halfway there. Once I get this done, I'm going to leave it and then go on about my evening. I probably won't be able to film finishing these, because it'll be me and my husband sitting together painting after work, and that's our time. That's not for filming. That is us being husbands and wife together. Husband and wife, not husbands. I don't have more than one husband. I have one husband. He's fantastic. I might get to go to Korea this fall. I'm supposed to go to Iceland, but my instructor is considering doing one more trip to Korea and bringing Taekwondo people with him who want to go. And I told my husband, I was like, you and your daughter have a great time. I think I put that on upside down. Too late now. Have a great time in Iceland. I'm going to Korea. I didn't tell him that I asked. I'm not that rude. And he was like, yeah, definitely go if that trip happens, because he's a big part of your life, and I'll never get another chance to go to Korea with him. It's just not going to happen. I can go to Iceland again, but there's no way it'll happen again. So if that's what he does, I'm going. Plus, I love Korean food. It's my favorite food. I cook a lot of Korean food. Not as much as I used to when I lived alone. Well, and with my mom, but yeah, I love Korean food. I love. One of my friends joked and said I was a better Korean than her. She's actually Korean. And because I make my own kimchi and stuff, she's like, I don't know how to make kimchi. I never learned. It's like, well, girl, I'll teach you. She's like, nope, I don't cook like that. And I was like, okay. You ever want to learn? I'm here. I learned how to make kimchi from Monchi and Emime in Japan. I'm glad I did, because now I can get it to the flavor profile that I like. Fermenting was not easy to learn. That is a whole other set of skills. My husband got me the most beautiful ongi from Korea for our first Christmas together. I don't know how he got it. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. And when I redo the garage as my appliance garage, I'm going to get a refrigerator specifically for holding things that I ferment. I'm not going to put them in our regular fridge. Actually, in most Korean households, they have a fermented foods fridge, a kimchi fridge, because it's potent. It's very potent. Almost there for this video. I did so much talking that I didn't get to everything I wanted. Plus, I didn't know what my plan was until I started doing the work. But I'm happy with this. I'm very happy. Find these little things that you enjoy doing that bring happiness into your life. There is so much goofiness going on in the world right now, and not everybody even has the luxury of having hobbies, of having escapism. So if you're blessed to be able to do it, enjoy it. Enjoy your hobby to the fullest. The world is so real and so awful most of the time. We need something to put our brains on other than reality. Reality will be there when you're done. 2 more. Yeah, I'll look forward to finishing these tomorrow. I can't wait to show the finished product. They're beautiful. Oh, you know what? I look at a calendar. When am I supposed to go get my Invisalign? I have to get Invisalign. It just pops into my head. No, no, no. I guess in March. Mm-hmm. I don't see. I feel like my appointment to get my Invisalign is soon. I'm thinking about it. Oh, okay. All right, no, I will be here to do that. I have to get another dental implant, but they've got to pull some teeth apart for it to have space. I've never had braces. I didn't have them when I was a kid, so it's gonna be interesting. Like when they explain the whole process, like how it works, like I basically have to change out things like every um, week. The little clear braces, I don't know what they're called, the Invisaligns. Um, so the girl was giving me the spiel on that, and yeah, can't wait to start that journey. It's gonna be fun. You have to wear them 22 hours out of the day. So basically, the only time you take them off is when you brush your teeth. You sleep in them, you live in them. I thought my teeth were straight until the dentist started pointing out all the flaws. I was like, well, I didn't need to hear any of this. I thought my teeth were great. They look pretty straight. Apparently they're not. It's fine. I'm just happy I can do this. PSA: do not wait forever on getting stuff done with your teeth. Your teeth are so important, and we all only get literally one permanent set, and it is better to take care of your own teeth than not. Teeth are expensive. You know, even the best insurance doesn't cover everything, but if you can get it done, get your teeth. Do not ignore. Like, you know, cancers can enter your body like through your mouth. That's part of the reason that when you get your checkup, that they like grab your tongue and look around, because they're making sure there's nothing in there that could be cancer causing. Um, that has nothing to do with this video. That is just my PSA because it popped into my head. I had to change another appointment for travel, and it just popped into my head again. Yeah. All right. I feel like these are great. I will finish these tomorrow evening. It is way late, and I'm supposed to have left to pick up my husband from work much earlier ago. But I was busy. He's got plenty to do. It's fine. All right, so I'm gonna rinse up. I'm gonna let these guys dry. I'm very happy with them. Hope you enjoyed painting with me and chitty chatting. Paints go back in the thing. I'm gonna grab both of our stuff and head for a wonderful night of painting with friends at Work in Progress Wednesday. As usual, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.